Hello everyone, and welcome to my B&B Gossips update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Dylan's chance with Will in jeopardy. Ivy's dirty secret. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ivy Forrester will realize that if she doesn't take back control, her plan might fail. Here is what fans may anticipate. Melissa Dillon will also comfort Will Spencer and possibly perceive a new opportunity. Will recently told Dillon about the kiss he saw between RJ and Electra Forrester at the beach house. Will is now upset with himself for allowing the situation to worsen. Given that her presence at the beach home caused problems in Will's relationship, Dillon might hold herself responsible for Friday's B&B episode and show some guilt. However, Dillon might also call Electra out for putting her lips on another man so quickly, and just throwing away her romance with Will like it was nothing. As she comforts him, Dillon can counter that Will doesn't deserve that. Dillon may soon get the opportunity to draw Will in and give him a kiss. RJ will continue to be furious with Will for severing Electra's heart in the interim. Ivy might encourage RJ once more to go after Electra and demonstrate to her what true commitment looks like. On Friday's show, Daphne Rose will be a problem that Ivy didn't anticipate. Daphne will soon get enraged with Ivy about the letter she saw her steal, but Ivy will caution that she cannot discuss this with Electra or anyone else. Ivy will try to keep Daphne in check, but this will undoubtedly throw off her plan to keep Will and Electra apart. Ivy will continue to put in a lot of effort to safeguard Electra and set her on a better love path, since she believes it is her responsibility to do so. This includes frightening Daphne and doing everything in her power to conceal her cunning actions. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra and Will experience more trouble in the future as a result of Ivy. Keep checking back for all the unsettling information that will be revealed. Daphne's choice, Will and Dillon sizzle, and Steffi's infuriating news. According to spoilers for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffi Forrester Finnegan will experience a shock that will make her furious. While Daphne Rose must make a significant choice, Will Spencer and Melissa Dillon might also give in to their passion. Will experience some intense feelings after witnessing Electra Forrester kissing RJ Forrester. Will be comforted by Dillon, which might easily result in a kiss between them. Depending on how far B&B wants to go with this, Will and Dillon may even go to the bedroom. In any case, Ivy Forrester will be accountable for the series of dramatic events involving the younger cast of characters. Even though Daphne was unaware of the specifics at the time, she saw Ivy placing Electra's letter in her handbag. Daphne will have to choose between listening to Ivy's urge to keep quiet and sharing what she has learned after piecing together the clues. Will and Dillon, as well as RJ and Electra, might fall in love if Daphne doesn't say anything. It might pave the way for the eventual revelation of the truth, which could make Electra and Will wonder if they still belong together. If Daphne doesn't keep quiet, it's also feasible that Ivy's deceptive tactics will be exposed soon. If so, Electra might rush to Will at the beach home in the hopes of resolving the situation and seeing him having a passionate moment with Dillon. That's a possibility to consider because it might put an end to Electra and Will's romance anyhow. In any event, Ivy will be held accountable for her actions, including dropping Will's necklace, sending RJ to console Electra, and snatching the letter. The only question is whether Ivy will make the payment now or later. Steffi will learn some upsetting information about Eric Forrester's, John McCook, job as a designer at Logan. Steffi will undoubtedly concur with Rich Forrester that Eric should return to Forrester Creations. Naturally, Steffi should lose it over Bill and Katie Logan Spencer, which would put Eric under a lot of stress. Given that he momentarily concealed the name of the mystery designer, Liam Spencer may perhaps encounter some criticism. After Eric leaves, Bill and Katie will need to determine Logan's future. Will Katie and Bill choose to close the fashion firm, or will they retaliate by claiming that Eric's creations are theirs under his contract? Lastly, because we all know that Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes are still infatuated with one another, we might go back to them. How long will it take for Taylor and Deacon to give in to their own temptation? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, the upcoming week will have some intense confrontations and crazy scenes, so tune in. The only path forward for Logan and Forrester Creations is Deke's rescue. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester has made the decision to return to his own business. That's fantastic, but Bill Spencer will not let his contract to expire unfilled. Could Deke Sharp come to Logan's and Forrester Creations' rescue? Explore the possibilities by reading on. Let's begin with Heather Tom's characters, Bill and Katie Logan Spencer. Fans are aware of Katie's difficulties in locating the ideal designer. Katie spoke with Deke prior to receiving an offer from Eric Forrester, John McCook. Deke wasn't optimistic and no offer was made. That worked out well because Katie eventually agreed to Eric's offer. But now that the truth has been revealed, there is a problem. Eric was under a lot of pressure from Bill to complete the collection quickly. Bill was warned to slow down by Katie, but it was too late. An ambulance was called as Eric started having trouble breathing. Eric is aware that this is simply too much for him, even though he chose not to visit the hospital. Thus, Eric has decided to return to Forrester Creations. But Katie and Bill reminded everyone that they were bound by a contract. I could see Bill trying to utilize Eric for breach of contract, according to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful. But for a fashion brand that hasn't even launched yet, that would be terrible publicity. Furthermore, the families already experience enough conflict. I could therefore understand Katie attempting to think of another approach. Although Katie thought Deke was too new to the fashion world, she was charmed by his designs. Deke can't be a lead designer just yet, of course. He might, however, enter and complete Eric's designs. Since Eric created those designs for Logan, Forrester Creations is not permitted to use them. Is there a chance Deke will show up and blow everyone away? Whatever occurs, Katie and Brooke Logan Forrester must have a bright future. What if FC gives Katie her own line instead of her own fashion house? I don't see why there should be any more arguments as long as Katie is free to decide everything pertaining to her own fashion business. Do you believe that Brooke and Katie have a future? What do you consider to be a reasonable middle ground? The right man for Elektra is R.J. Forrester. On The Bold and the Beautiful, R.J. Forrester has been waiting for Will Spencer Jr. to make a mistake. Elektra Forrester is now available for purchase. According to spoilers, R.J. won't need to put in any effort to win Elektra over. In fact, her Aunt Ivy will handle all of the legwork for him. Read on for all the details about what will happen on the soap opera next week. Ivy Forrester made it apparent this week on The Bold and the Beautiful that she does not want Elektra and Will Spencer to be together. By intercepting her niece's letter to Dollar Bill Jr., she even took matters into her own hands. Ivy is aware that putting Elektra Forrester in touch with a handsome man like R.J. Forrester is the greatest way to help her move on from Will. When R.J. Forrester learns of Elektra's breakup, he will be overjoyed and willing to listen to her at the office. It won't be long before he approaches his fictitious cousin at Forrester Creations and gives her a kiss. Elektra clearly values Ivy's viewpoint and will persuade her niece to give R.J. a chance. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful suggest that Elektra and R.J. may not be going quickly enough for her aunt. According to reports, Ivy will thwart Will Spencer's attempts at a reunion. She will also act as Cupid, ensuring that R.J. and Elektra frequently cross paths, and possibly even organizing their first date. Will Spencer has a good point when he says Aunt Ivy is going too far and destroying his connection at this point. Do you believe Elektra belongs with Will? Or do you think she makes a lovely couple with R.J.? Brooke's character has been outgrown by her ego. According to spoilers for The Daring and the Beautiful, although it is undeniable that she is both daring and beautiful, there appears to have been a significant shift in her behavior lately. Since many program viewers concur that Brooke Logan's ego has outgrown her persona, it goes without saying that we are referring to her. The reason for this is that Brooke frequently presents herself as the most intelligent person in the room. In addition, she must be at the forefront of every endeavor and contribute her voice to issues that are not even within her purview. Additionally, many program viewers find this to be extremely unpleasant. They long for the Brooke who was once charming and feminine but also seductive and rebellious. Naturally, a lot of fans of The Bold and the Beautiful had a lot to say about the character and her potential future. Some even said, Brooke now has a huge ego. She claimed that Katie was so envious of her that she couldn't bear to be in Brooke's shadow, which I found unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Brooke thinks so little of Katie and so much of herself. Brooke places all the burden on Katie, even when Eric claims to have requested her to be the chief designer. Brooke's ego has grown even larger than it was before. She needs to be knocked off her high horse by someone. Exactly the same as Ridge, wrote another show critic. Their egos are enormous. The only person who protested Eric's forced retirement was Daphne. I believe Eric still owns the business he founded with Stephanie. The way Brooke went all out for Katie and the fact that Ridge is still screaming at Eric upstairs astounded me. While it is yet unclear if Brooke will change for the better, it is unlikely that this will occur today. Fans will obviously need to watch every single day to see what happens next. The CBS network broadcasts The Bold and the Beautiful during the week. Look up the timings in your local listings. Who has been forced back to Australia? Elektra disowns Ivy. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Elektra and Ivy Forrester's familial bonds are being severed. Ivy has been interfering in her niece's life, and she will soon learn what it means to fool about. When Ivy spied on Will Spencer and Melissa Dillon at the beach house, it infuriated her. She struck the roof after spotting a helpless lap-sitting. She then gave Dillon the order to immediately leave Los Angeles. Dillon appeared prepared to give up, but Ivy insisted that Dillon and Will were playing around. It was a huge falsehood. Ivy stole a letter that Elektra composed for Will, because she won't stop until she gets what she wants. Elektra attempted to express her emotions and persuade Will to force Dillon to go, but Ivy took it and ruined the situation. In the upcoming days, proper Auntie Ivy's antics will continue, and eventually the game will be over. We anticipate that after witnessing Ivy steal the letter from Elektra's handbag, Daphne Rose will expose her. When Elektra eventually learns of Ivy's actions, she loses it. Ivy tries to clarify that she is protecting Elektra, but the younger woman finds the offensive viewpoint offensive. In the end, Will turns to Dillon for solace as a result of Ivy's deceit, which brings Elektra closer to R.J. Forrester. Will Ivy be the spark that ignites new romances? According to B&B previews, Elektra strikes out with all of her strength, demonstrating how dangerous her arrogance is. We anticipate that the aunt and niece will become estranged, and strangely, Ivy might be the one compelled to leave Los Angeles. TPTB at FC might consent if Elektra insists on working alone on the jewelry business. Spoilers for Red Hot: The Bold and the Beautiful hint to impending unpleasant news about Ivy and Elektra's romance. Perhaps because of her terrible meddling, Elektra is adamant that Ivy return to Australia. Ashley Brewer will take maternity leave since she is actually pregnant. Do you believe that a major altercation between her and Elektra will precede her departure?